What's the strategy on the part of Amazon here? I mean, yes, gobs of money over the course of 36 hours, but is there something behind it? I mean, Amazon can get, revenue throughout the year. It doesn't need to do a Black Friday kind of event.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit about leveraging their fixed cost base. If you think about what Amazon has done really over the last 10 plus years, is they've built a tremendous infrastructure in the U.S. and other parts of the world, particularly the U.S. with fulfillment centers and distribution points. And so when you get into the summer months, there's a relatively lull in activity in terms of commercial retail sales, as maybe people are spending money on vacations and not necessarily buying things. So here's a way to gin up a lot of traffic, if you will, to leverage across that fixed investment base of fulfillment centers and distribution. So I think that may be part of it. I think the other thing may be is they've seen what Alibaba has done in China with Singles Day, which has become such a huge driver of retail sales there. But it's also helped raise Alibaba's profile in general. And I think, Amazon wants to get a little bit of that by kind of branding a Prime Day that they can kind of own. And as you mentioned, some other retailers are drafting behind them.
What about Amazon's own brands? Is this a way to push them out into the marketplace? Because they're not all called Amazon. That's
right. So they have, a growing private label brand of products, and they are going to be featured very prominently on Amazon.com, on their voice-activated devices, and I think they're going to really be pushing those, promoting those, and those actually have higher profit margins than do third-party items. So again, it's a kind of a win-win for Amazon here.
How does Whole Foods, Paul, get sort of promoted, swept up in this sort of Prime Day euphoria and brought into the Amazon umbrella? How does that work?
I think that's what people are kind of waiting to see. It's kind of hard intuitively to think about food shopping as something that could benefit from this big retail push, but leave it to Amazon to try to, tie it in a little bit. So I think at the very least, it will raise the brand of Whole Foods within the overall Amazon Prime infrastructure and get people thinking about Whole Foods maybe in a way they hadn't thought about it before. So it's going to be promoted very heavily, and I think that will be very good for the overall brand experience of Amazon Prime.
So, Paul, what are we looking for, comparatively speaking, over last year, and for the quarter's bottom line? What kind of a difference will it make?
Yeah, it's been, this is the third year that they've done it. I think Jitendra Roel from Bloomberg Intelligence was estimating over $3 billion of gross retail sales going across the system over these 3 days. A big jump from last year. Pretty consistent with what we've seen from the overall growth rates on the retail side for Amazon and for, some of the growth rates that Alibaba get.